Yeah. All right. How we doing? Whoa, I just peaked the mic. Sorry, folks. Blow out your speakers. Hey, what's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here, and welcome. Today is going to be an introspective episode. We're going to dive deep into the archives of my YouTube career, my YouTube history. Is it a career? I don't know. That's a stretch. But today we're going to watch some of my old videos because there are some videos that I watched in the past that I just cringe a little bit, and so I want you guys to cringe with me. It's the last week of the year. Let's be a little introspective. Let's kind of look back I don't think any of these videos are from 2020, but we can look back at some of the past videos. So that's what we're going to do today. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, and this is the awkward week in between Christmas and New Year's. So if you have nothing to do, hope you're watching this. And then we're going to go right into New Year's. We have still regularly scheduled episodes. We'll have an episode this Wednesday, and we'll also have one on Friday, New Year's Day. I'm excited. And let's kind of get into this. So this is the first time I'm going to do an OBS YouTube playing, switching, live streaming, and also with the microphone. So I cannot guarantee that the levels are going to be good or bad. So there's no guarantee here. And I'm trying to also hear my own voice and also watch these videos. So I hope... let's kind of get started with the biggest one. And I will switch over here. So some of these first few are in order of popularity. And it seems like the bigger the videos get, the more the comments are. And let me kind of see what these comments are so far. Oh, let me sort this by top comment. Perfect. Okay. So the comments are great on this one. All right, so the first video we're going to watch is Rembrandt lighting. So you can find all these, just go to my channel, sort by popular, and let's watch this one. So Rembrandt lighting, there is a critical mistake. I actually miss what a Rembrandt triangle is, and these videos are probably going to get claimed. We're going to get copyright claimed. I probably don't have the license to these songs anymore that I'm using, but here it is. So this one is from March 7th, 2016. Hey, what's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and on this episode, Hey, what's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and on this episode, I want to talk to you today about a lighting technique called Rembrandt lighting. Okay, what's the position of the beanie? What are we doing here, folks? We're gonna see the beanie a lot in these videos. So, all right, what's the Rembrandt lighting, Jordan? What do you got for us? Rembrandt. So Rembrandt lighting is pretty popular in the photography world, and it's also a very simple setup, but it can achieve a very cinematic look, very emotional look, I think. So let me tell you how to do it. Okay. I guess first, what is Rembrandt lighting? Rembrandt lighting is just sort of one major light source, and then it's supplemented with a fill or a reflector. So you'll notice the Rembrandt... It's not. That's how you set it up, but that's let's get. All right, I'm gonna stop myself. Lighting based on those this sort of nose shadow, and what that's called is a Rembrandt triangle. Okay, got that right. You can check out Rembrandt's paintings. You can see some examples of photography. Bam, here's some photos. Okay, this sequence that we're about to watch took forever. I don't know why this took so damn long. I even had Cinematography Database comment on this, that's one of my crowning achievements of this video. But it's like, damn, this sequence took way too long. Probably gonna get claimed on this one. Here we go. Okay, so let me break it down on how we do it. Okay, dude, oh gosh! All right, your silk. Oh my god, not the silk. The diffusion paper is too big. I basically have like a 4x4, and I've folded it over twice, 4 times probably, once, twice, yeah, in half and in half again to make a square to fit on this little 300-watt lamp, and then it's like I guess I was too cheap to cut it. That's probably the only thing. Like, I'm too cheap in this. It's like, just watch this. This took way too long for a by yourself. Hey Jordan, go rig this light for me. Okay, I'll be back in 20 minutes. See, it's too big. He can't. No. Maybe if you cut it, Jordan. Oh, clip it to the back of it. And it just keeps sagging.
Okay, so we'll get
that took too long.
a watt light into place, usually at a 45-degree angle. So here I'm going to go in like 45 degrees from the camera and then a little bit upward, I guess. I'd say 45 degrees from the camera and then another, then go up 45 degrees. That's degrees from the camera and then a little bit.
We're going to talk about this C-stand here the next video, but God.
Upward, I guess. I'd say 45 degrees from the...
That's not a safe way to rig a light, folks. That heat is just going to hit all that paper, and it's probably going to melt right onto the lamp.
Camera and then another, then go up 45 degrees. That's the angle I'm coming at. So as you can see here, it is pretty soft. You got those Rembrandt triangles going on. And if you need a...
I am proud of this fake Canon overlay that I made in Premiere. I just like, how do I make a Canon 70D?
Make micro adjustments, and if the subject is close enough, like here in this medium shot, it's honestly easier to
move
the subject than it is to move the light. So moving the light.
Moving the subject versus moving the light. Oh, yeah. Wait till you get to interview a CEO or some high-paid actor that's like, yeah, can you move? Like, no, dude. All right, so how do we like this look? It's it's pretty good. It's medium softness. Could be a little softer. It's good for a male face. But, yeah, here we have the triangle. In the video, was sometimes talking about this being the triangle, but it's this white patch of light right there. And yeah, hindsight is 20/20, folks.
It can take time and a lot of micro adjustments, but
we need a backlight here, please, and we need something to separate you. You're looking a little mushy, getting the kind of two even levels from looking a little mushy, Jordan, compared to that backdrop.
But a simple thing you can do is just ask the person to shift their hips and shoulders over a little bit, or turn their head a little bit more towards the light or a little bit more away from the light.
Yeah, if you're in a studio, dog.
Yeah, so it's very dark on the far side of my face here. And that's kind of what we're going for. It's very...
I'm realizing this is commentary on commentary.
It's very dramatic. You can use this for maybe like a dramatic...
Oh, okay, see. But yeah, see, we need an edge right here. I mean, we're getting a little bit of it because it's like a wash from the key onto the backdrop. Nice. Good thumbnail.
Interview during a documentary. It's kind of an easy one light trick. It adds a little bit of a cinematic flair while still being able to properly light the subject. You can also achieve this like standing next to a window or just having like a light fixture on the wall, and you get this sort of Rembrandt triangles. So here I'm going to take out my iPhone.
What is this? What is this advice? You can go stand next to a window and that's your Rembrandt lighting? It's just, no. It's just like, how does it wrap around the face, Jordan? Does it... Like in my video, look, I'm realizing right now, here. See right here, we have a little bit of Rembrandt triangle. It's just like that patch right there. It's just how it wraps. And like in the harshness, like if it was more harsh, you'd have a deeper, stronger patch right here. But if it was super soft and it wrapped around your face, you wouldn't really have Rembrandt triangles. And like Rembrandt triangles themselves is not an aesthetic, or to say like, we're going to shoot this with Rembrandt triangles. Just like make it look good. Just light it right.
iPhone and just sort of show you what the supplemental light could do. So the background is pretty important to see. If you light up the background, it really separates the subject from the background. You can also do some reflection. You can kind of mimic what a fill light would do. So you can come at a 45-degree angle.
Fill light, I'm anti-fill light. I am more bringing the more of a fill card, bounce card, white. Ultra bounce, one of those little folding reflectors over bringing in fill light. Because a fill light, I'm against fill lights because they just feel like you have the motivating source of light coming from this direction. This is your key light hitting me here. But then there's another fill light coming in, and that just feels weird. Like that feels kind of like, where is this light coming from? If my brain is saying like, okay, the sun is in this direction, and then I'm getting another light over here, where now we have to justify or put something in the set that says like the light, there's also a light coming from here, so there's two sources of light hitting the person. Unless it's studio. This is like if you're doing naturalistic documentary lighting.
Angle.
Back to the video.
Opposite of the light, so I guess it would be a complementary angle. Is that what it is?
Stop it, dude.
So if your key light is 45 degrees, then just kind of make a 90-degree angle and fill it over there. And then, you can kind of see what I'm doing with the iPhone light. It sort of fills in those dark shadows while still kind of maintaining that Rembrandt look. You could even do like a parallel light, so the light is coming completely from the side of the head, and that just kind of fills it in. You can also even go like 45 degrees up in the air. Yep, so that's a quick little tip. It's a nice way to kind of add a cinematic effect in the subject. Thanks for watching.
We're gonna get claimed. All right. So that was Rembrandt triangle. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's go on to. I'm just gonna X these off to make sure I don't lose my place. Okay, so that was Rembrandt triangle. Oh, should have. Let's look at the comments here.
Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films.
Some of these comments are. I think the teacher here is more of a videographer, but from a photographer's perspective, Rembrandt lighting is characterized by the shadow of the nose joining by the shadow on the side of the face that is opposite. Okay, so I had a lot of people in the comments. Holy crap, this guy did a whole essay. How did I not reply to this? Oh, I did. 19 likes. This was really helpful. Damn. One thing more I would add is that Rembrandt lighting, at least in terms of traditional portraiture, needs to have a catch light in both eyes. Yes, I agree. You need to have something to like get a little twinkle in the eye. Nice tutorial. However, the subject should never be asked to move in order to make the lighting work. See? Yes, that's the answer. I'm rolling up my sleeves for this one. The lighting must be adjusted to the subject. A lighting designer would never tell an actor to turn their shoulders when the director or cinematographer told them to square up to the camera. The shot composition comes first. Lighting comes next. Thank you. And I agree with that 100%. Illuminati confirmed. Yes. Let's see some of these. Super helpful. Quite liked it. Thanks, man. It's not the triangle, the shadow, but the upside down triangle. Yes. Yes. Very informative. Yep. We can't win them all. Can't win them all. Struggle there, Chris G says. Gosh, damn. It's like, this was so, I don't know why this took, like, look at that. Just taking forever. All right. We're out of this one. Let's go now to what is a C-stand? This one's going to be tough. All right, so I got 8 comments here. A lot of them are replies. Okay, this is the kind of video that I don't think got a lot of traction. It's got less than 2,000 views, March 2016. So this is a dud. This is out of here. But I see a very critical for a C-stand tutorial. It's wrong. Let's get into it.
Good, looking sharp. Sweet. Hey, what's up, guys?
Jesus, dude. Oakland Raiders, baby, but come on, the sideways. So I'm on my 50 millimeter Canon lens, 70D, and it's like this setup here is like I have one light off to the side, and I'm staring into a corner of a room, and like the camera is propped up in the corner of the room, and I can't. It's so far away that I can't reach it because it's on a 50 mil. So I'm just having to like squint and be like, okay, yep, that's good in focus. And then I just have this long microphone cable running to the camera.
Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and on this episode I want to go over a very basic piece of equipment, but it's very complicated sometimes to me. That is the C-stand.
And there it is, folks. An incorrectly set up C-stand for a C-stand tutorial. 16 seconds in.
Or the Century stand, which no one calls it. The C-stand, so it is probably the most versatile and most prolific piece of grip equipment on set. It is a 3-legged metal stand with various arms and knobs and knuckles and clamps, and you can do almost anything with it. But yeah, it's versatile. You can hang up rigs with it. You can put a camera on it sometimes. You can definitely put lighting on it. Most can get to like 7 to 10 feet tall. They have a very wide, broad base that is very secure, and there's a lot you can do with it. So let's kind of get into that. First part you have is just the stand itself. It's
okay.
Just
look at that. This is all improv. Jesus.
It's almost just. There's a lot you can do.
Look at this pause
so
here.
Let's kind of get into that.
Look at this. Like,
first part.
You can see me thinking of what I'm going to talk about in this video as I make the video.
Have is just the stand.
You see me looking at the stand and going, oh yeah. Let's talk about the stand itself.
It's almost just like any kind of little junior little light stand you can get on Amazon. It's it's got 3 legs at the bottom, a shaft, and some knobs that raise the height up. And then you have I think it's called a baby pin.
It's not a junior stand. It is a baby stand. That's a baby pin on a baby stand. A junior stand has a junior pin, which is much bigger.
Pin? But yeah, and
that's a baby pin.
There's a pin at the top, and that's where the knuckle will go, and we'll get into that in a minute. So then you have, these knobs, again, various heights. The base is 3 different levels, and that's just sort of to increase stability, and also with the wider base, that also indicates kind of where.
It's called a turtle base, and it's the different heights because you can stack different things. You can handle different level terrain.
You want to place the load.
Some have height adjustable ones that you can, like, if you need to. Say you're on a staircase, there's a ton of different ways to do it.
With lighting safety, which is probably the first thing you should think about when lighting, you want to put the largest leg towards your talent and weight that down with sandbags. You want to put the leg towards the talent, and that way, in the event that the light doesn't fall over, it's not going to fall towards your talent. It's going to fall whichever way, opposite of that, because it can't fall on its own leg. But yes, you don't want it to fall on your talent, because if you don't have talent, you don't have your video. So next is another part of this.
Here we go.
Is called the knuckle, and it's just this large handle, and it's got these sort of like Tinker Toy looking holes and circles and gears that you place the pin on at the top, or you can thread through a gobo arm, which is what the whole rig.
That is called a gobo head.
It's called. Show you a picture of gobo arm, Jordan.
Oh God, he's gonna do it in the wrong way.
So the gobo arm is widely used with the C-stand, and it's sort of a way.
Wrong hole.
It adds much more versatility to the C-stand.
Oh God, I'm teaching a C-stand tutorial, and
stand would just be
that is so unsafe.
Now a vertical stand, you can now make it a right angle.
It made sense at the time, but it's not at all right. It doesn't make sense at all.
They can make a right angle, perpendicular, and that's really helpful with light. Because say for instance, like this light behind me, this LED here, all it can do is, once it's on that stand, it can just go up or down.
All right, I just gotta show you. I'm getting mad. Here we go. Switch my camera. All right, so let's do a C-stand tutorial. Here we go. This was the problem, Jordan. Okay. It goes here. This is where the baby pin goes, Jordan. Goes right there. Get it in there, and you tighten that down. The gobo head stays loose because you want that loose, and you want to crank it to the right. That is how you do it, and that's so painful to watch. That is like, oh God, I can't stand it. That's the reason for the whole video, pretty much. It's like this one thing is so wrong, and it's killing me. Oh my God. Okay. Let's get through this.
And left and right, and that's it. With the go ball arm onto the C-stand, you're able to add a lot of versatility. You're able to, now the light can shine straight down.
Again,
it can shine at an angle.
There we go again. Too much paper on the freaking lamp. I mean, if it's for an effect, yes, but I took this video. This is probably straight from this is like a day after I probably made the Rembrandt triangle video.
Completely perpendicular to the subject. You can shape it, you can kind of angle it in all sorts of ways. With the C-stand here, it is at, let's say, about a 30-degree angle, and it's kind of, and the light is kind of tilted towards me, but the stand is, stand's going this way, light's going a little bit this way, so you're able to kind of shape it in a different way possible. You can even kind of make it perpendicular. And so that now the light is, see, it's coming straight down.
Nice haircut.
All sorts of different configurations you can do. When adjusting the C-stand, guys, always have two hands on it.
Yeah, damn right.
Now it's back to
that shit is falling on me.
Relatively normal position.
So watch out.
The arm is another knuckle that you can put a light through, and so you could. This is very. With the righty-tighty rule, you want to have the load on the right side of the knuckle, and you want to have the knuckle turn to the right. That way, if the thing starts to fall, it will catch itself.
That's a good rule. I will agree with that rule, but it's not like, you'll see it a lot in the industry that it kind of doesn't happen, or if it's a light load or not a we're talking less than 10 pounds, people will sometimes just ignore this rule. And it's sad to see, and it bothers me, but you just got to do your job. Just make the video, Jordan.
And it will tighten itself before it's too late. If the weight is on the right side of the knuckle, it's going to fall on. It's a pretty awesome, dumb device.
Yep. I will agree with that. C-stand, one of the best investments you can get. Still got it. Still got that. There he is, right there, hanging out. Yeah, C-stand's a little expensive if you're just starting out. I mean, they're like $100 and some, and you need 3 or 4. Or rent them for $15 a day from a production house, rental house. Put it in your budget. Recommend the C-stand though. Not too many comments about. Jesus. All right, let's watch this one. Being a production assistant or a PA. This was made February 2016. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here, and on today's episode, let's talk about the best and worst position possible on a film set, and that is the production assistant. The production assistant, yeah. I've been a production assistant, better known as a PA. The production assistant, I call it the most essential and useless position on a film set.
Sound effects.
And why I say it's the most essential is because on a film set, everyone has a very specific job, and what the production assistant is able to do is they're able to sort of fill in the gaps. They're able to do those in-between jobs that it's not necessarily the gaffer's job, it's not necessarily the sound guy's job, it's not necessarily even the director's job. And what the PA can do is they can kind of fill in those spots, fill in those gaps. It's the most useless, I say, because you don't have to have any skill to be a PA necessarily. Well, I mean, the more skill you have as a filmmaker or the more wherewithal you have in the filmmaking process, you're going to be a better PA. But
usually if you have some sort of skill, they'll put you in a department. So if you like camera department or lighting or, they'll put you in a department. You don't have to, just because you say I can, or they'll make you the videographer. They'll make you the behind the scenes guy. I've been upgraded from PA to behind the scenes videographer real quick. So,
but
it's a skilled job, but it's better than a PA.
You can have zero experience and show up on set and help out in some cases. So some good etiquette as a PA. This may sound a little bit rough, so bear with me. Again, I've been a PA. I know what it's like.
I miss this setup. I miss this video setup. I see this now. I'm looking at this, how this apartment that was, and it had like, we have like a full edge light right here. And I got the key light and just awesome video background. Could have been spiced up a little bit or like, but I do miss this setup.
Like, I would say probably the best etiquette of a PA is to be seen and not heard. And when that's very that sounds very Victorian, old school. But what I mean by that is you don't need to put yourself into this situation. You just need to help the situation.
Yep.
Don't try to hide a problem from the producer, and don't get in the way of the filmmaking process. You're there as help.
Oh, and if you don't know how to do something, don't pretend like you know how to do it, because you will fuck it up probably. If you just make your best effort. But if you I have broken things. I have I'll help you lift this thing, and oops, didn't mean to do that. Don't be helpful, but don't be so hands-on with everything.
To put yourself into this situation, you just need to help the situation. Don't try to hide a problem from the producer, and don't get in the way of the filmmaking process.
Yep.
You're there as help. You're an unskilled worker essentially. So leave the big jobs to the, I guess, more skilled positions. Again, don't take offense. Jeez, I can already see some of you taking offense. I've been a PA my whole life.
There's some PAs. It's weird, man. They're the PAs that are in their 40s. It's weird, dude. It's weird. I've been on college film sets where it's just everyone's 23, or it's a summer college project and everyone's under the age of 30. Let's just say that. And then there's PAs that are in their 40s, or, shit happens. People go downhill. Life doesn't get started for some people until late in life. But it's weird. I've been the 23-year-old producer telling a 40-year-old man what to do, or to tell him to take the cheese tray and take it off this table because we need this table for the shot. It's weird. It's weird. And in today's day and age, being a PA, you don't have to. That's not. We always think that being a PA is that's the key to becoming a director, or it's not. You could be a director right now. You could be a director right now. You can be a producer right now. You can be a cinematographer right now. You don't have to be a PA to say I got experience. You can just start doing it.
Have a good attitude. If you're showing up on set, we want you to be in a good mood. If you're gonna be in a bad mood, then I don't want you on set. I don't want you there. I don't want you around. I don't want you bringing down the set. The PA is the lowest position, so that means it's the most expendable. If a PA is acting up, if a PA is bringing down the whole cast and crew, or distracting them somehow, interrupting the process, I have no problem firing a PA. I'll fill in their job for that day, but a good PA can really help the production move forward. As a PA, you want to always be ready, and
a PA, in a sense, in really big stuff like Hollywood big boy stuff, it's or big girl stuff. PA, you can be an extra. I was an extra one time on what was the movie? Pitch Perfect 2. I was an extra in Pitch Perfect 2. Yeah, my credit. And I think I almost had the chance. I saw how it would have happened, but I was a featured extra, so I was I had more camera time. And if you act really good, or you act really productive as a feature extra and have a good attitude, they will just, and maybe you talk with the AD, they'll just hire you the next day and say, hey, do you want to become a PA? And so all the PAs that were bossing us around were extras the day before or the week before. So that is how I guess it would work in big boy, big girl Hollywood. But on smaller stuff, yeah, again, you don't have to be a PA. You can just go straight to, I want to be an assistant. I want to be a camera person. I want to be in the sound department. I want to be a grip, a gaffer. Give it a shot. Have some confidence.
And this kind of ties into seen and not heard. Be on the sidelines, ready to dive in to solve the problem. If the grip needs help, if the gaffer needs help, if they need help, hold the door while the camera crew comes in to get the shot. Simple things like that.
And this attitude applies to everybody on a film set. Your camera assistant, the sound guy, the boom operator, the grip, the caterer, the director, the assistant director. Everybody should have that attitude. Like, how can I help? I'm here to help. If anyone is on set and they're not there to help, or they're not ready to help or willing to help, we don't need you. Thanks.
Be ready. Be alert. Don't just be on your phone when you're on set. Don't just be goofing off in the back. Don't sleep on set. Yeah, just be an active participant on set, but at the same time, don't get in the way. Sometimes a producer or a director or any head of a department will ask a PA to do something, and they're usually expected to do that. But what do you do if you have no idea what they're talking about? You have no filmmaking experience, and they've just told you to go set this kind of stand-up or go even grab a C-47, and you just have no idea what they're talking about. A lot of
C-47 is a clothespin, and that is a classic. It's kind of old school now. It's almost like cringy a little bit, but that's actually a fair, like, that's kind of a producers fucking with you kind of thing. Like, go give me a C-47. You got to go like, it's almost like a shit test. Like, if you walk away pretending like you know what to do, then you're not a good PA. But if you say like, they're saying it to you knowing that you don't know what it is, so that I think it's a good way to say, like, will you actually say, hey, I don't know this, can you help me? What's a C-47? And they go, yeah, here you go, dumbass.
people will
But you pass the test.
try to play it cool and pretend like they know what they're talking about and like, yeah, I'll go do it. And what they usually end up doing is screwing it up or completely missing the instructions. People understand that you're a production assistant. There's an understanding that you're not the most skilled and you don't have very much experience. So don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't enamor the director or producer with questions constantly. But if you're honestly not sure how to do something, or if you have no idea what the instructions are, then please ask.
There's a lot of downtime on film sets. So yeah, ask those questions or be curious. Like, I like PAs. I like hanging out, not say that I like hanging out with PAs, but like a PA that is interested in the shit that we're doing or like wants to know more. You know me, like we're here on YouTube. Maybe it's just my personality, but I love helping people. I love like helping people acquire that knowledge, or if someone is curious, I love like helping them close that loop of curiosity. So if a PA is on set and we're like, hey, we got 10 minutes down, and you want to walk up to the camera and say like, what does this do? Or how did this do? Or why did you shoot it like that? Or why do you have the light up there? Ask all the questions, and it's a benefit. Like, you will learn a lot. Like, being a PA means that you sometimes don't always have something to do. It's almost like when you go do volunteer jobs and just like there are too many volunteers for there all to be jobs. So sometimes you're like kind of just sitting around on your phone. I wouldn't be on your phone. I would just be more, just observe it. If you're here, if you're in the process, if you're watching how it's done, just observe, take note, and think of good questions to ask when we have a moment of pause.
I'd rather you ask than for you to screw it up and then me have to correct it and then tell you to go do something again. You want to be, just, how should I put it? Be shamelessly ignorant. That's probably a good way to put it. Like, don't be embarrassed that you don't know something. Can you go grab me a C-47? Honestly, I don't know what that is. Can you explain to me what this is? Some people may get mad. Some people maybe like have short patience on you. Unfortunately, a lot of anger is taken out on PAs, which I don't really like. I can kind of understand that it's like a high stress situation and you ask the wrong question to the wrong person and they kind of chewed your ass out about something. That unfortunately happens, and I don't wish that on anybody. I don't want that to happen to anybody, especially on my film set. You want to encourage an open environment and a learning environment. I don't want anybody to be embarrassed to ask a question or to feel like they'll be threatened or to feel like they'll be fired if they say, I don't know how to do that. So usually PAs on a super high-end professional set, I've been paid like $150 for the day. On a low budget film, it's probably free. Or maybe even like a slice of pizza is what you'll get. Being a PA, everyone...
Damn the pizza. God damn. All right, not bad. Oh, okay, here we go. Next episode, let's keep this pace going. And this one we're going to do what's a grip belt? And yeah, we'll see some problems here with what's a grip belt. So, great intro though. This is catchy, I got to say.
What's up, guys?
Had I color graded this, I mean, god damn, Jordan, you were so mushy. It's just like beige, 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 beige. Like just mid-tones, just flat tones everywhere. Sorry.
Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and today we're going to be talking about what's in a grip belt.
My excessive After Effects, my only After Effects project I ever work on. Yeah. I'm just muting because I don't know. I'll probably get claimed.
Let's talk about some grip equipment. So this episode is not going to be the sexiest episode you've ever seen about filmmaking, but this is probably one of the key tools that you need to have as a cinematographer. Mostly because on smaller sets, they usually don't have their own grip or gaffer, so usually the cinematographer and the first AC, or just
God, that mixes. Oh, come on.
Just the cinematographer has to do all the gripping and all the gaffing. Where the camera is, fingertips. You're working with a lot of
that music throughout this whole thing.
Finally, we have here is we're seeing about filmmaking attached to you.
I thought just like adding music would make it interesting. Like I just remember now I'm thinking like, this is why I would edit it like this.
But not having to run off set to go get.
So this is not a grip belt, and this is more like an AC bag. Like this, you got your tape here, clamps. I mean, it's like the only credit I would give this is like or in my defense, it's a grip bag for a small production, maybe a one-man band or maybe like a three-man band crew. Like it's like the gloves are essential for any job, camera department, lighting department, electrical, and get some good gloves. Like those are great gloves it's got. Where are those gloves? Oh, they're in that bag behind me. All right, we got clamps, very cheap clamps, Jordan. Do better. Invest in good clamps. C47s.
To the gel without tearing it, and if you lose one, like whatever. Next, this is probably my most important tool. This is my Leatherman tool kit.
All right, Leatherman. Pretty solid. Leatherman, I would say just get a knife. Get a knife. I would say get a specialized tool for each thing. Get pliers, get a knife, get a screwdriver. It's like I've grown away from the Leatherman. Okay.
All the time, and sometimes there may only be one plug in the entire building, so it's good to have just a kind of 3 splitter.
In the entire building.
Also, I would invest in some good power strips that can take on heavy workloads.
Cool. Okay, thanks. Pens, pencils, Sharpies. Yeah, dude, this is an AC bag. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm almost going to edit this video now and just say, like, nope.
Valley Films. I'm going to link all this in the description.
Yep, me linking stuff. What a tough crowd here. Give the kid a break. Some of you jackasses might be working for him someday. Yes, thank you. Yes, you will be. Great video overall. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, the B cam. Yeah, let's look at this B cam that Chris is talking about. Yeah, this was in my basement in Virginia, and yeah, look at that. That hole actually started flooding one day. Like that hole just unclogged and just the whole basement flooded. But yeah, what can you do? It's only one man band. I wish I probably could have panned to the right a little bit, but I was like, ooh, production. I want to see it. All right, we'll see what these other comments. What's a grip belt? Not that. That's for sure. I should buy an exposure meter. Yeah, I agree, because it's just a mushy image. But yeah, you could also add a light meter to your bag, but then it'd be an AC kit or a cinematographer DP's kit. You should stick with making videos about something you actually know about. If someone showed up with that belt, I'd assume they'd never been on set before. And you'd be right. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah. And why are you wearing that stupid knit hat? Is it cold in your studio? It was in the basement, and it was probably in the wintertime. When did I make this? November? It probably was cold. Not a grip belt. An all-around belt. Where's your hammer? Yes. Yeah, a grip belt has so much more stuff. Like, I think clamps and electrical, and then, like, obviously tools, like pliers and, I'm going to say VU meters, but, like, voltage meters. Like, things to actually test plugs, test electrical wiring, to make sure everything is wired properly. Like, a grip belt would also, just have a basic set of tools. It would have, this ain't it, Jordan. This ain't it. That's an AC belt. In your defense, it's a grip belt for a 2-man job. All right, so this is when. All right, let's watch this video. I am kind of reacting blind to this one. Made this in November 2016, and this is how to buy a Red Epic W8K. And this video was made, or the thumbnail or the title was made just for views. But I also I had, like, I think all young filmmakers have this obsession with, like, a really high quality camera. Like, everybody all looks up to the biggest, baddest camera we could all get. Like, we want the RE Mini LF, or we want the Red, whatever the latest model is. And over the years, I've just totally grown away from that, because I realized that every camera is basically the same. Larger cameras are bigger pains in the ass to babysit, and aren't as reliable on a small set or a one-man show. Or some of these big-ass cameras, like a Red, is not exactly one-man band friendly, or it has its own downfalls. But in this video, and at the time, I was obsessed, and I was thinking about how could one buy a Red Epic, and now I'm thinking out loud with it.
Some big things have happened in the camera technology world. Red Helium 8K sensor has come out, which is a huge upgrade in the Red camera world. Also came out just a few days ago, the Movi Pro, which is like the upgrade from the Movi M15. If you're not familiar with that, that's a really highly professional gimbal system, electronic gimbal system, stabilizer. And those have all come out, and it got me thinking, would I buy those kinds of things, and would I want to purchase those kinds of things? I made a video a long time ago, and I'll put it right here. To dig in my archives. It was about renting versus owning, and back then I think I was talking about.
What is it set, Jordan?
I think I was talking about, like, buying a C100 for like $1,000, and if it was worth it to buy the camera then, or just to rent it, and over the course of time. In this video, you decide to buy a huge piece of camera equipment. Let's say you're about to shell out. You're debating if you want to shell out $25,000+ for something, some type of camera, or a Mini, Alexa, a huge Steadicam rig, a Movi, some kind of Mobi camera package, for, I don't know, Red package. Is that a possibility? Why you would want to do that, and should you do that? I'm just gonna decide something, just for argument's sake. Let's talk about, like, if you were to buy let's say if you were to buy a Red Helium package, like, what that would look like. And, like, what are the reasonings that you would want to do that? This is just
from a content perspective, a little bit tighter, Jordan. Let's get to the video. It's 90 minutes in. We got content to make. You're ranting.
Example. This
rambling.
Whole Red camera package. So you need the body, sensor, batteries, plates, handles, LCD screens, support, rigging, grip gear, case, padding. All that, let's say that all that equals about $75,000 if you're lucky. Okay, so the first question is, do you have $75,000, and what are your options? Most people don't have $75,000 laying around, so the next option would be to borrow that money. Now you're looking at financing options. Financing options, that's a loan, that's down payments, that's interest rates. So you all have to like factor that in. And so now you have a monthly payment of, I'll maybe do the math and I'll put it right here. Let's say it's like $500 a month for this red package. Now you have this red camera and it costs $500 a month that you have to write a check to Red to keep paying this down. And
I probably wouldn't try to finance through Red, but they do offer up. I bet their rates are like 20%.
And it's going to take about 10 years to pay it off.
No.
If you're in the camera industry and you're like in your cinematographer, if you're a camera operator, most people buy these large camera packages or that large piece of gear with the intention of renting out the gear itself or renting out their services and the gear. You are at least renting out your Red for whatever hundreds of dollars a day.
It's a business. It's an asset that you could sell it back, make your money back. But most people that buy Reds or that are thinking about Reds, I would imagine with good sense that they have a job or somewhat sort of a job or a project secured that's going to pay them enough to get to make it seem like, okay, this is giving me enough to like pay for a third of the Red up front, and I can work the rest off or sell it eventually, or again, like you just said, the combination of yourself plus a Red and become a Red operator makes you very valuable.
So when you're renting out, you need to set your prices for the day. Like whatever the camera's day rate is can go towards paying off several months of that. So if you're paying $500 a month for the Red and you rent it out for $500 a day, the whole package, then one day of renting just paid for an entire month. So it's like there's a little bit of breathing room with that.
This video gets a pass.
Determining factor for you getting hired as a cinematographer. It's kind of messed.
Yeah. Let's move on. This one gets a pass. All right. Next one is yikes. What are you doing, Jordan? How to start a film scripting. This was made November 2015. Let's give it a shot.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and on this episode, we're talking about script writing.
Where did that energy go, Jordan? Like, you want me to start doing that? You know, like, hey, what's up, guys? It's Jordan Anderson, and then we're gonna get to script writing. All right, that's way. Yep, we got claimed, probably. Not getting monetized.
Last week I talked about the creative process, kind of getting over your creative fear. Every creative person feels this fear, so you're not alone.
Heavy into blogging.
Fear and procrastination are two vicious cycles that you need to get rid of. Let's actually talk about getting into the filmmaking process. What is the first thing you need to do? Well, the first thing that you should do for
that graphic's a little much.
For the filmmaking process is to write a script, write a screenplay. These are interchangeable words, actually. Not all scripts are screenplays, but all screenplays are scripts. Anyway, let's talk about writing a script. It's sort of a guarded craft by the filmmaking world. The normal person doesn't really know what it means to write a script and to write it in that script format. We'll talk about that in a later episode. I'm talking about just starting the filmmaking process, getting your idea from out of your head onto paper and into the hands of others. So the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out what your story is about, obviously. You need to figure out then how the story takes place, what happens in the story, who are the characters, what is the goal of the story, the arc, all of that stuff. Figure out the story first. But wait, this is all before you even write a script. You need to figure out the story, you need to figure out the beginning, middle, and end. Who dies, who lives, who wins, who loses. You need to figure out all of that before you even start to write your script. That's sort of counterintuitive, though. You know, why would you wait to figure out your story? Isn't that, why can't I just jump right into it? I'll figure out the end when I get to it. The reason that you don't want to just jump
Write your plot before
jumping into writing a script is because script has the kind of the in-between stuff. That stuff you can figure out on the fly. That's not what my story is. My story is not in 20 words. My story means so much more. My story is because they don't really see it as
let's talk about log
much of
line.
a sentence. These are less than 20 words to describe your film. A lot of writers don't think about this, and a lot of writers sort of just put this thing off because they don't really see it as much of importance. But you have to think, a log line is how you sell your script. This is how you convey your story to your distributor, your producer, your crew, your cast, your main actor. This is how you tell them exactly what the story's about in less than 15 seconds. I always say to my directors, tell me what the story is about.
I don't know what the snapping is for, but, all right. But yeah, no, you should. If you are writing a script right now, you need to think like a marketer for a second, and like think like what's the headline, or if this whole movie was written in one sentence, what would it be? And that's like your hook into getting people to join the team, join the investments, fork over some money, fork over a ticket. So yeah, it's like that.
Lay them all out on the table, and then you're able to actually write the script. Now you're actually ready to write the details. Hey, forgot to.
Yep. Okay. Get a pass, Jordan. How we doing? Folks? About an hour in. Okay. Let's see what's next. All right, we got. I'm gonna skip that one. Yeah, we got 2 left. All right, let's do this one. My wedding videography gear. All right, I filmed this. This was with Hannah, who was like, I guess a video assistant, you can call it. She did a lot of help with me back in Harrisonburg, and this was made September 2015. I was just like, this is kind of the first time I was like, hey, hold the camera, film me talking, and here we go.
What's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and today let's go into a bit of the gear that we use for our wedding shoot. Got it right here in the back, so let's take a look. So the first thing we're going to go through is some of the cameras that we use. For most shoots, and the shoot that we're doing this weekend, we actually use a C100, and that gets us a long recording time, and it also has a really nice image quality. And it's kind of it's a good workhorse to work with audio as well. On smaller shoots, we use our 70D here.
Still got the music in
mostly
there.
Mostly because we always have a backup. It's audio that just goes right into your camera. You can plug it directly into your camera and put it on the Manfrotto head, and we're ready to go.
I don't know why we went black and white.
So, and then say 100 on the Manfrotto Valley Films.
Again, just playing music.
If you enjoyed this video, please leave a.
If I put music in it, that makes it interesting. But really, it's a total distraction. All right, this one is called "How to Make Money as a Filmmaker." All right, let's see. Catchy intro.
Hey, what's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and today's episode we're gonna get into how to make money as a filmmaker.
Good intro. Don't need all this. Charging clients. How do we do, Jordan?
So a while back I made
This was made in October 2015. So has my opinion and views evolved?
a video about how to set your prices, what you should charge, and I felt that it was a little too broad, a little too hippy-dippy. You first have to figure out you. So for this video, we're going to get pretty far into the weeds.
Yeah, turn the saturation down. This is gloomy as hell.
We're going to get into a lot of details about the financial aspects of a video project. So if that's not really your thing, or if you're not really interested in that, you can go ahead and skip this video. I won't feel offended. You can skip this video. Let's do a hypothetical scenario.
Did you just wake up, dude? Look at this mess.
We have a video project. Let's say it's sort of a, let's say it's a commercial for a new product that's coming out. So we'll break it down how Valley Films does their video projects. I won't go into
talking third person about myself. How Valley Films does it. Let's talk about how they do it. You mean how I do it?
specifics on what our rates are. But I will give you just example rates and how you can apply it to your video projects. Videomaker.com has a video rate calculator where.
And this is gone. The video rate calculator. I should make video rate calculator on Videomaker. It's gone. They deleted it.
You can put in every single aspect of your life: office rent, personal rent, utilities, how much gear you own. Like it will give you all those little details all the way to the point where it can tell you how much you need to charge for the project, how much profit you're trying to make, and so forth. Check out the link in the description. So let's get into the numbers, y'all. Let's say we just have a commercial project. It's going to take 1 day of shooting. It's going to take about 40 hours of editing. There's two ways you can go about this. You can do what's called a day rate, which just covers, you can say your day rate's a 12-hour day or your day rate's an 8-hour day. But your day rate's a set price per day, so if it takes 2 days, then you just multiply.
In the corporate world, if you're dealing with corporate clients, it's usually an 8-hour day. If you're dealing with any kind of independent company or small business, it's usually a 12-hour day. But you could sell the small business and independent people 8 hours. But when I was working in corporate video production, it was an 8-hour day. It was a very 9 to 5 or 10 to 5 or 10 to 4. Like when your client closes up shop at 5, they're not staying past 5 to make this video. They don't care.
Your day rate by 2. And the way that I do it is the hourly rate, because sometimes things can go overtime, sometimes things don't fall exactly within a single day. So sometimes it helps to be a little bit more finite. Bigger clients may be okay with day rates, but sometimes smaller clients need to specifically know how much it's going to cost by an hourly rate. So you got to kind of keep that price under control a little bit.
Yeah, keep it under control, but if you're an hourly rate, you don't know what the time is going to be. So you can work faster, you can work slower, you can run into problems, you can not run into problems, and you will accelerate or decelerate how much you're working, and that will change.
So for what we do is we do an hourly rate. So let's say our hourly rate, for example, let's say it's $50 an hour. So what I like to do is I like to do a production hourly rate and an editing hourly rate. Just to make things easier, let's say that our overall hourly rate is $50 an hour. Production is going to take 1 day, so that's 12 hours. So 12 hours, and then we said editing is going to take about 40 hours. So we got 40 hours at $50 an hour. The other part you have to think about is exporting time. If it's a big video project, then you have to export that out. You can do exporting, or you can do what's called deliverables. So that could be transferring the data to a hard drive. That could be burning it to a DVD. That could be uploading it to YouTube, to Vimeo. The amount of time that it takes to package the final product and give it to your client.
All that is something that should be internal. You should not show your client or tell your client how long you're exporting for, or how that you had to run to Office Max to get DVD covers for your DVD. You just keep that all internal and just call it all of it editing. Don't say editing and exporting. Exporting we thought was going to take 5 hours, it only took 2 hours. And editing we thought was going to take 40 hours, but it took 45 hours. Just call it all editing.
You should count those hours.
I don't care if that, yeah, I don't, it's
so
it's just lump it all together. I'm trying to think of an analogy. I was going to say, I don't care how the chocolate bar is made or how long it took you to wrap up the chocolate bar. I just care that the chocolate bar is here.
Let's say that takes about 5 hours. So 5 hours times 50. So we have 12 hours for production, 40 hours for editing, and 5 hours for exporting. So let's do some math here. Bam, bam, bam. So production for a 12-hour day.
This is all saying that every single task here is worth the same. So all of this is worth $50 an hour. This takes much more resources and risk. This is profitable. This is pretty profitable, but I would just, again, lump it in together. But you're saying that your time is worth all of this is all the same. Your time spent on a set shooting videos, risking your equipment, risking, other people's equipment. You're saying that that's the same as you sitting at a computer editing on software.
That's $600. For editing of 40 hours, that's going to be $2,000. And then $50 for an entire video project. Now you don't show this to the client just yet. You're not quite finished there. So this part right here, that $2,850, that's how much you should pay yourself for this video project. Because you are saying that I need $50 an hour for the 57 hours of work.
That's fair. Like, yeah, treat it like a rate. Treat it like you are the employee, or if you were to go pay somebody to do all this, how much would it cost? How much would you pay them? You'd pay them $600 for a 12-hour day? That's how much you would pay them. Like, imagine you are separate from yourself. You are separate from your business.
That it's going to take for this project. The same way you would say to, say, a company that you worked for, if they were paying you at $50 an hour and you worked 57 hours. So you got $2,850. Now let's remember that number. So that is your personal cut of this video project. Now we also need to take into account all the project resources that we need for this. So let's take into account travel expenses. So you need to travel an hour, and it's about 60 miles, $50. Okay. Travel time is $100.
Cool.
Extra cameras, rent out some extra gear. Let's say you need a Ronin, a C100, and a couple lenses. So that's probably, let's say that's about $500. Again, we're just keeping the math simple.
So how I would set it up is I would charge a profit on that. Am I pointing the right way? So a rental fee, if it costs me $500, I'm putting on the invoice, or I'm putting inside the budget $1,200, or I'm putting $1,000. I'm taking that number and I'm doubling it because you can, and that's what you should be doing. But it's also like a risk. Like you're taking the risk that all this rental gear, yes, you're taking it's $500, but also like you're taking it to going to pick it up, going to drop it off. Just double that number because it's yeah, I'll think of a better reason, but I would double that number.
But we're giving you the details. So we have our personal wages, we have our travel expenses, we have our rental fees, and then let's also throw in that you need to hire an assistant camera for this project. You can't do this project all yourself, so you need to you need a second assistant with you, and you need a second shooter for you. Let's say we're paying this guy $30 an hour at 12 hours, so that's $360. So we're going to pay our second shooter $360. So there may be some other project expenses. Let's say you need to spend $200 on insurance for your gear, just general liability insurance.
Again, double that.
Overall, make sure everyone's safe and covered.
Don't need this music. Okay, it's just these are rates. These are just hard cost. Double that. Probably, yeah, that's fine. And then I would double that number.
The way that we have now totaled up to $4,010 for the total price. Now, this is before you add your profits. Profit is a way that you keep going. Profit is the way you kind of fuel the fire for your company. It's how you grow. It's how you expand.
Yeah, at this point, looking at those numbers, you would break even. Like, if you were to totally export this or outsource this project and have somebody do all the production and all the shooting and pay for all the insurance, that would be your number. So that $4,010 is, you would break even if you were looking at this as like, I'm going to outsource this entire project. But because I'm working on it, it's my project, I will make my money. But you're just an employee of yourself. So you have to, this part was where you start to look at yourself as a business owner and say like, here we go.
Is going to total up to $1,002.50.
So I said in profit 25%. You can go 30. You can go 40. It's like, it's kind of weird to do it like this now that I'm thinking about it, but the whole I'm debating the whole concept of like looking at this like from an hourly rate, or like I would just give me a budget, give me a flat rate, and I will work within that.
So what you would do to that is you would add that 25% into the total price. So now our grand total is going to be $5,012.50.
Again, this is all internal.
That's pretty much how you set up the whole project. I mean, you can.
And I would not do if I was going to send this $5,012.50, I would just round that down to $5,000, because if it looks like a formula, that means it can be haggled down. That means it can be tweaked. But if you just gave me a flat number at $5,000, it's hard to like, well, what does all that go into, or how much of that is production, how much of that is editing? Just, yep, it's $5,000.
Get into a nice formula with this. We're just figuring out how much everything's going to cost and then giving it to the client. Payment plans help your client.
And notice the Instagram live back here, and I'm just like, it's like half-assed, Jordan. Like, you're not even looking at the people, and it's why even do this?
Sometimes standard practices are such as like 50-50, so 50% the day of production, and the other 50% would go towards deliverables. So the day that they receive their product is when they pay the last 50%. In the wedding world,
change that. I would probably, having had bad experiences with deliverables, or like, Jordan will pay you when the video is done. Some videos do not finish. Some videos, they take their time, or they go on break, or hey, we got to shelf this, and just kind of like the editing gets pushed and pushed and pushed, and you're waiting on 50% of your other money to show up. Make it time-based. So say like, some money due 30% upon signing the contract, because like I need your commitment. Like when clients aren't committed until they hand over their money. And then do something like a week before production, not the day of production. You don't want your first cash payment to be production, because you have now already paid for rental fees, you've paid for travel out of your own pocket, and you've also paid for your second shooter out of your own pocket. And you've also spent a lot of pre-production without getting paid. So you need the cash flow early, and then due upon deliverables, change that to like 30 days or 60 days after upon signing the contract, so that no matter where you are in the editing process or post-production process, they have to make that payment, and then it's between the two of you to actually finish the project.
Receive their product is when they pay the last 50%. In the wedding world, you can break it up even more. You can do what's called like 30, 50, 20. So you could do 30% booking, 50% the day of, 20%.
I would change this. Don't do day of production. I've had brides pull me over to the side, because I made the mistake of setting up my own contract like this, having me pull over to the side as they're getting their dress on and hand me an envelope of cash, and it just felt weird. It felt like I should have done this a week ahead of time, so that way we just shoot. We're just having fun. It's just it's not a weird business transaction, or you're not having to like, here, thank you for shooting, and it's just like, so just get your money ahead of time. Don't wait for the day of production to get your money, because there's so much going on in production that, you're gonna pull the producer and the client over, and they're like, hey, can you swipe your credit card here? Just like, get that shit done at a week ahead of time, 10 days ahead of time.
The day of deliverables. You could also do net 30. That's pretty standard across the way. You can Google what net 30 means. But when it's just like, say, yourself and your second shooter, or just a small team of you, you don't need all those line items. You just need to figure out what your time is worth, and then also need to figure out how do you cover the cost of the project, and then also figure out how you can actually make a little money on the top from this project. Yes. Profit is not a bad thing. Profit can seem nasty to people. Profit has a bad reputation among some people, but profit's a good thing. It helps you grow your company. It helps expand. You're able to keep your company afloat. Going back, trying to figure out how you set that $50 an hour rate. I know they said this in the earlier video, but you got to figure out how much you cost for yourself. And then divide that by 5 to figure out your daily.
I don't even want to hear this. Don't even want to hear this.
Client
not gonna talk about day rate.
Just enough to where they understand all the price points. Give them.
Cool. Yeah, let's end that.
It's okay to make some money from it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next week on the Valley Films video blog.
And that is going to wrap up this Monday's episode. So, all right, that was it. That was a look back at, I should have called this episode Hindsight is 2020, because looking back at all my videos from 2015, 2016, a lot of big problems, Jordan. You knew some filmmaking, but you didn't know a lot of filmmaking. So, even though you had a good channel. You have a good channel. We are here. So, thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jordan Anderson. I'm going to wrap it up tonight. Like and subscribe. And some more videos are coming out this week. We're gonna have a live stream on Wednesday. We're gonna have a live stream on Friday, and I'm gonna slowly. What I've been doing, and I know it's probably been like to make sure that we all understand the cadence of what's about to happen with all the videos that are about to come out. We're doing live streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I put out the full length video a couple days later, and then combined with that, I also do clips of it. So you can watch the full length video, you can watch the clips, or you can listen to the podcast, and it's just the audio from the YouTube video that you're watching. That is kind of the gist. So I know that can be a little bit weird, or always, like I say, like I've said this before, train your audience. Let your audience know what to expect, so that they're not, because if they're surprised, then it can be a little bit. So that's what you're about to expect. There's going to be some videos tomorrow. There's going to be a video live stream on Wednesday. Be sure to schedule, set a reminder, subscribe, and also get ready for your Friday, which is New Year's Day. So we'll do it late night, because I know you're not gonna wake up early for a late night show. But on Friday we're gonna be doing I'll just say it. We'll do a yearly review on Friday. I'll walk you guys through how to make sure that you guys have a really good yearly review, and how to set up one and conduct one yourself, conduct one with your friends, whatever you want to do. So we'll see you on Wednesday at 9 p.m. My name is Jordan P. Anderson.